Oh, wow.
Wow.
Another episode of quite boring gameplay.
Another episode of a lot of interesting plans being pitched, and then the obvious one happening anyway.
How joyous.
I love this season.
It has been a good season, but this endgame is quite boring.
This endgame is really boring.
But hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cup TV, part of the Currently Unnamed Podcast Network, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I've been saying another intro all day, the Cup ESC one, so I'm really glad I got that right without thinking about it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Very proud of myself for that. I'm looking for Murphy. Say something gay. I'm drinking water. I have leftover coffee from earlier. I might drink on it during this recording. I don't know. I also have my cup mug, of course, as always. She's sitting right here with me. And you can get your cup mug and all of our other wonderful cup merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link is down in the description below, and we do ship domestically within North America and internationally, and also to every inch of Australia. And Samoa for that matter. So there are no excuses. Go get your merch. Thank you very much.
And hello, my name is Jack. I am the resident game designer of the panel. And in case you're confused, no, I was actually here last week. The edit just didn't show it at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Like, I had a lot of talk, but they just ignored me. It was either that or a really bad connection. But I assume it's the first one.
Whatever you say, Jack.
Oh my god.
Whatever you say, Jack. Yes, we are here. It is episode 21 of Australian Survivor. We are in the second to last week. We only have 3 more episodes after this. More twists, more turns. You know, I do like seeing it. It's clear production's trying to do some productioneering things to save a specific person. Miles! But, you know, they didn't need to anyway. Sorry, y'all. I'm just a little bit pessimistic at this point, because it's just, at this point in an Australian Survivor season, it is clear to me who they want to win, and sometimes I'm just not always, you know,
on board.
Am I a fan of him? Yes. Am I a fan of rigging it for him? No. Because he's a good enough player that he doesn't need it to be rigged for him. So that's where I'm at with it. But we're going to talk about this episode. It was a good episode overall. Before we do, make sure to subscribe if you have not already, because here at the Cup TV and all across the Cup Network, we are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers or gain an extra 1,000 subscribers on our channels by the end of the year. So all of the support means the world to us. Make sure to check out the description below, where you can find the links to all of our other channels, as well as our audio podcast links, all of our social media, and our Patreon, all that lovely, wonderful stuff. So those links are down in the description. Go check them out. It's real fun. It's fun and lovely. It's wonderful. Go check them out. Thanks. How fabulous is that? Was that a good Ina Garten? I've been working on my Ina Garten.
I'm gonna pretend like I know who that is.
The Barefoot Contessa, Jack.
I don't recognize names. You know this.
But do you know who that is?
Yes.
Okay. Food Network?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Jack, I was about to leave you alone here.
And that would have been a correct reaction. I'm not going to lie to you.
Thank you. On Australian Survivor, if you don't have wild, free-caught coconut, store-bought is just fine. Anyway, we get into this episode after Kristen was voted out because she was playing the game harder than everybody else thought she was.
Otherwise known as she was playing the game at all.
Correct. She had a social strategic game.
She wasn't laying down. And it's not even like Kate and Morgan are laying down. She wasn't just laying down and waited to be voted out? Huh? Okay, sure, whatever mental gymnastics you have to get to in order to say that she was playing a game.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I get it. She did have a great game. She played a very good game, but it's also like, okay, yeah, you voted her out because she played the game.
You just
Okay.
need.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We go to the next day because not much happens, overnight. And it's a lot of conversations basically about what do we need to do to get to 4. A lot of we're at 6. What do we need to do to get to 4? And it's Zara and AJ talking about what they need to do to get to 4. Like, is it better to go with the postgraduates, even though Kaylin is a huge threat? Do we need to utilize, the votes that we have right now to maybe take out Kaylin if he isn't immune, which he probably will be, and spoiler, he was, so none of this matters. I do like, though, that we're getting conversations about taking out Kaylin, because this is the time to think about taking out Kaylin, because he's dangerous.
Yeah, Kaylin's played the middle this whole time, and finally people are like, we should probably get rid of him.
Yeah.
Just slightly.
Absolutely. And he's played the middle very, very well on top
incredibly
of that. Yeah, so as far as Miles is making people think, the plan is postgraduate strong. That's what he wants people to think. But he's got his own plans because he's got an idol, he's got some mobility. They're trying to be like, okay, who do we want to get out first between Kate or Morgan? They agree Kate because she's got a little bit more of a game. But Miles is now also talking about taking out Kaylin because he's a huge threat. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm not that mad at it.
Correctly so. I mean, Kaylin is one of the people who most opposes Miles at this point. Like, Miles is doing the right thing.
Yeah. Most definitely. So we see Miles approach Morgan for a conversation. And Morgan is quickly like, well, I wonder if we have similar thoughts. And to nobody's surprise, Morgan is also thinking about taking out Kaylin.
Yeah. I mean,
everybody is. Everybody's thinking about taking out Kaylin. Because obviously, like, come on now.
The man has won 5 immunity challenges. At this point, just like publicly noted by everyone as tying the record with one more, bringing him over the line. Yep. If you don't consider him a challenge starter at this point, I don't know what will.
Challenge enthusiast, Jack. We coined the term in this episode, challenge enthusiast, not threat, not beast. We're using the term enthusiast this season.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Sure. I mean, I consider myself now an escape room threat because I've done 20 instead of an escape room enthusiast because I did escape room 10. So when I walk into a building that's an escape room, they now have to consider me a threat.
Sure.
When actually saying that out loud, that is a lot worse than I actually made it sound. And I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that went very poorly, very fast. We're going to move on.
No, I don't think we're going to. I think we're going to dwell on that for a second, Jack.
Logan!
Jack, how you doing? You doing okay, bud?
I want you to look me in the face and then answer that question again.
Hey, Jack, you doing okay, bud?
Allergies have hit me like a truck. I'm doing great.
Good,
This
darling.
high
I'm glad
voice
to
is
hear
not
it.
screwing up my throat anymore.
Good. I'm glad. Oh, God. This is what 21 episodes of Australian Survivor has done to us all. Yeah. So we then hear a bit of a full-on insight from Miles in his confessional as far as who he wants to go to Final Three with. And I really appreciate hearing this from him, as well as the editors leaving it in the edit. He reveals that he wants to go to Final Three with AJ and Zara because those are the people whose games are the closest to his, and also the people who have pissed off people on the jury the most. And so it's going to be like the closest comparison in games. And honestly, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. Now, realistically, would I consider Miles's game and AJ's game super similar? I mean, AJ has always been talked about as a target, but never has actually really gotten targeted. Miles, on the other hand, has been nearly shot at every single episode.
Yeah.
Like, he's always the other name.
And so is Zara. So and in that, I will also say Miles and Zara's games are much more similar.
Yes.
And Miles does say that to Zara directly. And I do agree with that for sure. I think it is the smart move. And Zara seems to be on board with this too. Because I mean, it is postgraduates. It gives them the best shot overall to make it there intact. So yeah, I don't blame them for that at all. I think it's a good move. So
I do think it's smart because at this point, Kate can sweep Brawn votes really easily.
yeah,
Kaylin,
Morgan also could potentially, and Morgan
yes,
could win the final immunity challenge very easily.
And Kaylin is a comp enthusiast, so you just need to eliminate all of those variables in order to do anything with an endgame.
Yeah, definitely. So we go to our immunity challenge, something a little bit different again, and I really appreciate it. Like this, I don't think we've ever really seen anything quite like this challenge.
I don't think we have either. Like,
I was really impressed.
I mean, straight up at the moment, this challenge is labeled as we don't know what to call this on the Survivor Wiki. And I genuinely don't think I've seen that in a while.
I love that.
Like, it's not a variation of something. It's not like something we've seen in a different country. No, this is really unique.
I love it. So they start on a platform in the water. We're reaching out to grab the first of many balls. This challenge is a lot of balls, a lot of swimming. So we are reaching out to grab our first ball, swimming in with the ball, then going under a cargo net to grab our second ball, to then swim further in, swim into shore, to then use a ball to bounce out your third ball, to then take all three of your balls and use a pole to push your balls up a maze-like tower structure with like obstacles and breaks and things like that. And the first person to get all three of their balls into the chute at the top wins immunity. Simple, it has a lot of components to it. I really, really liked it.
Yeah.
And what I liked even more, And what I've liked all season is seeing Kaylin in nothing but a Speedo and sneakers. It's very nice. I enjoy it very much. But also, I am a simple man.
Yeah,
I'm a simple man.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much. So, and speaking of Kaylin, I mean, he just dominated the first half of the challenge.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I mean,
he-
there was no competition getting all 3 balls. Like, it was nothing. And then putting all 3 balls up and then pushing the first ball in was nothing for him.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, it was just like, oh.
He was at the tower, I think, before anyone got their third ball. Morgan got to the tower second, and then AJ was there shortly after. But once everyone was there, it became pretty close. Like, a lot of people were doing pretty well in this challenge. No one got any balls in, though, except for Kaylin and Miles. And it got really close between Kaylin and Miles. And I thought we were gonna get something.
This close. Genuinely.
I thought we were gonna get something. Ah,
Kaylin gets one up. Miles gets 2 up. I want to say he gets 2 up.
He takes the lead.
And then unfortunately Kaylin just completely rocks it out like immediately after. I mean, there was nothing anyone could do. He just had the most time with it, and once he figured out, honestly, the second obstacle to the 3 of speed hump, most of the platform is gone, no rail. Once he figured out how to deal with most of the platform being gone, Kaylin just nailed it in seconds. And I mean,
it was remarkably done.
It was genuinely really impressive. And I mean, it was very, very quickly done that Kaylin wins.
And he breaks the immunity challenge record, now winning his 6th individual immunity. Breaks Brooke's record from All Stars. I'm kind of upset that Brooke doesn't have the record anymore, not gonna lie, because I love Brooke. Brooke's one of my favorite Australian Survivor players of all time. But Kaylin's really pretty, so I'll allow it. So
I mean, Brooke still has the most Porfino.
Yay.
So now we just have to differentiate it.
Yay. I wish we didn't have to, but that's fine still.
That's fine. Everything is fine there.
But good job, Kaylin. Great job. I mean, yeah, totally. So we go back to camp. The postgraduates are originally planning to split between Kate and Morgan, and on the vote out Kate. That's the original plan.
Yes.
AJ is not too thrilled about that. Shocker to no one.
Surprise.
A lot of this is wash, rinse, repeat from other episodes, y'all, with a couple of twists. But he's not thrilled. He goes to Kate, tells Kate that basically if she doesn't want to go home, she needs to vote for Morgan. And she's like, I can't do it. Starts crying. AJ malfunctions. Literally malfunctions.
What is this emotion?
AJ's like, I don't know emotion. And Kate's just like, I can't do it. I can't vote for Morgan.
And AJ just sits off to the side like, yeah, no, if you don't do it, you're going home. I don't know what to tell you.
I can't vote for I can't do it.
I'm giving you an option. You can either do it or you're going to leave it to luck.
I can't do it. I can't do it. Then I'll go home.
Yes. Correct. You have stated why it's the plan.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good.
And I mean, surprising no one, AJ has, I mean, this is literally something that every single postgraduate has dealt with, where AJ says, I don't like the plan. I'm just not going to follow it. I'm going to do my own thing and make sure
I'm going to go one step further on that explanation. I don't like the plan because it involves Kate going home. I'm going to change it.
Yes. AJ said, basically, he says, Kate leaving isn't good for my game. It may be good for everyone else's, but like, it's not the best move for me. So I'm going to screw it up for everyone. And at this point, you target AJ because this is attempt number 5 to screw up a plan.
Yep. So when that doesn't work, he goes to Kaylin and says, let's not take out Miles, but let's weaken Miles by taking out Morgan instead of Kate. Because I want to keep Kate.
And Kaylin basically says, you're trying to do the same thing again where you swap up a plan last minute. I'm not going to do this for you. Stop.
Hey, Kaylin, Miles has been saying your name. Oh?
Oh.
Now I'm interested.
Whoops. You managed to say the magic word.
Literally.
I mean, the major thing that we kind of haven't mentioned is Kaylin has been very paranoid because even at this point, he knows if I don't win, I probably get voted out by everyone. So people are probably already saying my names. No one is saying it to my face. This AJ does like a, and I will say this is smart. AJ clocks, okay, angle 1 of the simplest option, making the target flip their vote and making it a 3-2-1. Not going to work. Okay. Let's get someone who thinks they're a target to flip their vote because they're pissed off at someone else. And sure.
Yeah. But then, as if things couldn't get crazier, AJ goes back to Kate and says, so I have a plan. It involves one of you going home, but not you.
Hopefully not you.
Hopefully not you. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, child.
However, AJ doesn't have this conversation in enough privacy because Zara is like, great. AJ's talking to Kate. He's doing something. He's swapping the vote again at the last minute because he has a relationship with Kate. God damn it.
Yes. Yes, he certainly is. Yes, he certainly is, darling. He certainly is.
And Zara feels that weight of, I had like 5 chances at this point to blindside him and take him out of the game, but he's still here at Final 6, so there's now basically nothing I can do. In fact, actually, no, there was something I could have done last episode, but decided not to for some reason. And now I'm here and watching the same thing happen again and going, oh, that sucks.
That really sucks. You know, it really sucks that AJ's trying to change the plan again. You know, there's nothing I can do. There is, Zara. You could have voted him out for fucking weeks. Weeks, Zara. You have had ample opportunity to vote this man out. I do not understand. I don't fucking understand why you don't ever consider voting out this man. You can write AJ's name down, right? AJ is a name you can write down. You can write down a man's name, Zara. Did you know that, Zara?
Oh.
Zara, did you... No shade. No shade, Zara. Did you know you could write down a straight man's name?
I was going to say, she's written down a name multiple times. Oh. Yeah. I mean, the only time she hasn't pre-merge is Jesse. Every other time it has been a queer man or a woman.
No shade, Zara.
No shade, but
I've loved you all season. Let me make that one very clear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just here making an observation, ma'am. That's all.
An observation that you had ample time to do something before now, and unfortunately, you have literally given AJ a royal flush and are complaining that he has a royal flush.
Correct. So instead of planning against him, she just goes straight to him and says, "Why are you doing this?" Because he wants to, because he doesn't like your plan, because in all reality, he would rather have Kate in the game over you.
Yes.
Yeah. Like,
yes.
that's tea.
Literally,
that's tea.
If he could, he would replace Zara with Kate on the postgrads and happily send Zara packing. Because at this point, he's essentially trying to isolate Kate into a point where it's like, oh, I can only take AJ.
Yep.
It's genuinely just like, okay. So the window for anyone but Kate and Morgan has basically passed.
Yes.
We're just going to have to see how Tribal plays out. It could be a 2-2-2. Someone could flip and take out Morgan. Like, I guess we'll just see. We'll just see. Nothing could make this Tribal even simpler. Sometimes foreshadowing is obvious.
So, Kate basically goes at this point to Miles, and Miles is straight up honest with her and goes, "Yeah, so I don't really see a universe where I can work with you on this vote. However, some foreshadowing. If you happen to be here on the next vote, I would like to work with you."
Foreshadowing.
I'm very excited to see them work together on the next vote.
I would also be very excited to see them work together on the next vote. Mm-hmm. 2 dancers.
Stay tuned for that. And then Kate and Morgan talk, and they're crying because they might have to vote against each other. And Morgan says, "Kate, just vote for me." And she's like, "But are you going to vote for me, Morgan?" And she was like, "No, I'm not going to do it." And she's like, "Okay, but then I'm not going to do it." And then they're like, "Okay, well then who do we vote for?" And Morgan's like, "Why don't we just increase Miles's numbers? More votes than Dave." Oh my god, wait, I forgot to bring up my absolute favorite Morgan moment of the entire season. The entire season. Jack. The entire season. Okay.
The entire
favorite Morgan moment. Favorite Morgan moment of the entire season. So, before the challenge starts, JLP has just explained the challenge. And we're panning up to start the challenge. And Morgan goes, "I don't want a gross color. I just don't want Peach again. And it cuts to everyone in their spots. So, of course, Morgan gets orange, which is just a little bit better. You know who got Peach? Kaylin. Bet you would have wanted Peach now, Morgan. Maybe you would have won with Peach, Morgan.
The monkey paw just casually curls a finger in the background.
Mm-hmm. But I just love it. Like, her humor, she's so unintentionally funny in the best way. I love Morgan so much.
Yeah.
Ugh. But yeah, so they're crying. They come up with this plan to vote for Kaylin. I do also love here that Morgan remarks that Australian Survivor is harder than the Olympics, which is a good fact to know. You know, love the acknowledgement here. I love, too, the ladies are doing everything they can. They are not rolling over, and I gotta respect the hell out of these ladies for what they're doing here in the game.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, who's the crack? Who do we think is the crack in this alliance? And they decide that it could be Kaylin. And I think that's the right move.
I think it is absolutely the right move.
Absolutely not Zara.
It is not Zara. I mean, Zara at this point basically has learned helplessness of, well, I'm just going to go to the end of the game and like I might be fine. I might be the third. I might get third place. I might be the final two. I don't know. I really don't have any agency. Kaylin, on the other hand, is panicking because he knows that if he loses any immunity, his game is over. And he has a good feeling that people are plotting against him.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. So Kate goes to Kaylin and reveals to him that Miles has been throwing out his name. And that maybe he should keep that in mind.
For tonight.
Just
a note.
Just, you know.
A little side note.
Here you go. Just a little nugget. Hot mustard. Here you go.
But yeah. I mean,
and that's all we get before Tribal, I think.
If Kaylin votes with Morgan and Kate, let's assume just all of them stand strong. Kaylin is safe no matter what.
Correct.
One of Morgan and Kate are safe no matter what. So then either Miles goes, or there's a 2/3 chance that one of the post-grads go. Like if Miles just stays strong. Because the girls aren't going to turn on if Kaylin stays strong. Because the girls aren't going to turn on each other. So, I mean, it gives Kaylin a different path with arguably, unfortunately, probably one of the stronger challenge people left besides him.
Yeah.
But it finally the issue is Kaylin wouldn't really want to make this move, but it gives him a shot at taking out either Zara or AJ via Rock.
Yeah.
The only issue is that this kind of falls apart once you think about it for a little longer, because no matter what, it would end up on a tie on Miles, and I have a feeling that Zara and AJ are not going to flip on Miles here. Zara might. AJ definitely doesn't, because AJ sees him as an endgame.
Here's the thing, though. Imagine a universe where, we'll talk about the twist here shortly, but imagine a universe where this twist doesn't happen. I think if Kaylin flips, we end up with a 3-2-1.
Actually, you're right.
Because the original postgraduate's plan was to split, thinking that the girls were going to vote for a postgraduate. Who knows who Probably still Miles.
Probably still Miles.
So in their minds, they're thinking the vote is going to be to Kate, to Morgan, to Miles. On the revote, it's going to vote 3 Kate, and Kate goes home. In a universe where there's no twist, because presumably we all assumed there would be no twist. In a universe where Kaylin flips, and I don't remember who he was supposed to vote for. It would be, let's just say he was supposed to vote for Kate for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
It would have been 1 on Kate, 2 on Morgan, 3 on Miles. Miles goes.
I want to say that AJ and Miles were voting Morgan. That's why AJ couldn't simply just flip his vote and make this happen.
Yeah.
So no, that would actually work.
It would have been a classic 3-2-1 Survivor flip, and it would have been glorious to see. Kaylin would have had a great resume move. All 3 of them, quite honestly, would have had a great resume move, an underdog move against the dominant alliance. They would have had the majority if they wanted to stick together. They would have had the majority.
That does essentially force Kaylin to win out, though. Probably.
Not necessarily, though, because it could give either Kaylin or Morgan and Kate a little bit of autonomy here, because it could give Kaylin autonomy to just go flip right back with the postgraduates, provided that the postgraduates still trust him after that move. I think Zara would, because Zara did consider the vote on Miles in this vote. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't know that AJ might, because AJ knows how big of a threat Miles is, and AJ knew he couldn't make it to the end with Miles. So frankly, there is a universe maybe Kaylin could have gotten to 4, or Morgan and Kate could have then roped in AJ. They take out Kaylin, and maybe it becomes Morgan, Kate, and AJ in the final 3.
I can definitely see that.
Or even if they wanted to go all ladies final 3, they could rope in Zara. Like, I could, there's a lot of scenarios that I think could have happened. I'm gonna put a pin in that for now. Until we
put a pin in it, we'll get back to it.
Yeah, because at this point we're 38 minutes into both the recap and the tribal, which I think we're literally spot on timing wise, and I think that's really fun because I have the episode up on the side. That's really fun for me. We're 38 minutes into an hour and 2-minute episode, and I'm like, okay, something's going down at tribal. Got it. Tribal starts. It's blah 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 blah. Whatever. There's a twist. There's a second immunity challenge. Okay, cool.
Great.
Did you have anything you wanted to bring up from the first part of Tribal, Jack? Because
I mean, honestly, it was a lot of like, oh, Morgan and Kate are on the bottom. Oh, we got to make sure that that is it going to be just post grad strong, and I wish there was some sort of lifeline that could swap this. And
well, Julie.
Like, well, tonight isn't so simple. Actually, we're going to take you to the backyard real quick. We're going to run a quick challenge. We haven't done that this season yet, so we can do it now.
Yay! I love it. I love when they do this out of the blue.
I do as well. The only thing is that every single time this season, and maybe it's just coincidence, maybe it's the vote, maybe it's the edit, but every single time they've essentially added a twist to a tribal, it robbed us of a really, really interesting vote.
I agree. And I don't think this one needed to rob us of an interesting vote.
I really don't think it did.
Okay, it is what it is. So
it is what it is.
For once, Kalen's not going to win an immunity because he already has one. So we need to win another one. Even though Zara said he definitely would have been up there winning a second one for sure, or at least trying to.
Yep.
So this is a pretty classic Survivor one, which I did like the balance between something very unique and something pretty classic. Card stacking, good old card stacking. But we're on the wobbly platform with the rope, walking back and forth. The classic,
Yeah.
45 minutes to do it. If no one does it in 45 minutes to reach the mark at the top, it's the person with the tallest platform at the 45-minute mark.
Yeah. I mean, this is so classic. I mean, even the episode is just named after it. It's just like, oh, great. And here's what I will ask you. Because we can talk about who won in a moment.
Yes, but I'm very excited to do so.
In order to make it more interesting, or at least give themselves a shot at both of them surviving, should Kate and Morgan have thrown? Because let's consider the option where if either of them win, it essentially seals the other person's fate. There's very little reason for there's very little reason for anyone outside of the four to then not vote the other person. It's just and suddenly it's just like, okay, great, you have a majority, game over. But if both of them throw and give the immunity to one of Zara, AJ, Miles, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was Zara who
it would have Zara.
Won.
Yeah, it would have been Zara.
If Zara wins, can they then pitch to Zara, flip with us? You're safe no matter what. So even if we were to go to rocks, you can't
You're
go
safe.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
So this is a chance for you to finally make a move that you've been wanting to make for a while.
Yep.
But
there's a lot of ifs in that scenario. I think that specific scenario that you brought up, if Zara flips, I love that idea. I don't see Zara flipping. I think either. Zara, unfortunately, because I do really like Zara as a player, I think she has been a very strong player. Oh, Lord, I forgot to pull the slide. I forgot. Lana, I'm sorry. I know you prepared this very delicately and beautifully the whole time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lana. Here's the thing. I like that scenario and that specific scenario. I just think, I don't know what it is about Zara specifically, because she was so gung-ho, and for me, Zara is very all talk, no action, like all bark, no bite. Like, she wants to make the big move. And there was a lot of talk at Tribal, actually, in that first part, about when is the right time to make the big move. And that was the big thing that Kate was advocating for, obviously, in hopes that Kaylin would make the big move. And then she was obviously, whispering to Zara about potentially making the big move of taking out Miles. I do kind of agree with Kate. I think the time to make the big move has passed, because I think for Zara, the big moves need to be taking out at least two of Kaylin, AJ, and Miles. And I think now that she doesn't have Kate and Morgan, that becomes more difficult. That becomes exponentially more difficult for Zara. Because I see a universe, now that we're at Final 5, I see a universe where Zara goes home in tomorrow's episode. And I wouldn't be surprised. And if she does, I'm not going to lie to you, I will laugh. I will laugh. Because she has been, there's been a little bit of cowardice. I'm not going to lie. She has been flying very safely with the postgraduates for most of the back half of Merge. And she's been afraid to make the big move and put herself out there. And that's ultimately, in my opinion, going to cost her the game.
Yeah.
So in your scenario that you're talking about, yes, the girl should have thrown. And yes, I would have loved to see Zara flip and take out Miles or AJ for that matter. Either one of them would have been a great move.
I think if they specifically pitch AJ to her in that moment, I can maybe see it. Or they pitch, we're going to go to Rocks.
Yeah.
AJ is a possibility. Would you be willing to do that? Even if it's us risking our 2 games over him, at least you have a shot at taking him out.
That is a risky rock draw, though.
It is. It's so risky.
If you think about it, because then Zara and Kaylin would be safe. It would be whichever of the girls they voted for and whoever. It's a that's a 50-50
It is a 50-50 rock draw, but for the 2 of them, that is significantly better than the 100% chance that they go home anyway. Yeah. So it improves their odds by half, but that
definitely does.
I mean, as I said earlier, I think at this point Zara has a learned helplessness of like, she never thinks that any of her opinions will change things and that things will always swap up at the last minute, and she just has to kind of ride with it instead of being able to do anything. So even in that scenario, I don't see Zara flipping, which is really unfortunate.
So I think to answer your question, ultimately, yes, I think they both needed to win this.
Yeah.
As detrimental as it was going to be for the other one's game, ultimately, because I think if the opposite happened, the other one goes for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Which is unfortunate because I love the both of them. I really do. But yeah, I definitely see I see some universes where some fun things could have happened, but ultimately
not this late.
No, I think we've got a fairly clear idea as to what's going to be happening in the next couple of episodes, unless some absolutely crazy shit happens.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this challenge goes on. It does take the full 45 minutes. No one actually accurately completes the challenge in the allotted time. A lot of people get very, very close. I think everyone gets close at one point or another.
Everyone, I want to say, except AJ?
Flop.
Damn.
I mean,
can you tell that we're recording this later than usual? But
yeah, can you tell I still don't like AJ as a character on the show?
Because
he seems
AJ
like a lovely person. He seems like
AJ
a lovely
doing
person.
Well at all will 100% guarantee that the strategy of screaming big moves and making big moves for no reason other than making them will be a dominant strategy during the next traditional season of Australian Survivor because AJ won.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, comes down to Kate and Zara. And
it does. And I was hoping for my girl. I was like, girl, pull it out, girl. You can do it, girl. Come on, mother. Not Zara. Come on, girl. You can do it, girl. And then JLP calls the time. Zara has one tile fall. And Kate wins.
But yeah, I mean, well, that basically resolves tribal council. This went from a
Yeah.
vote to essentially an elimination duel.
Yeah. With 3
Uh,
extra people.
with 3 extra people because at this point the graduate plan of split 222 now doesn't make sense anymore, and the next logical plan, since otherwise they have to vote for one themselves, is to put 4 votes on Morgan.
I was still hopeful that maybe some random stuff would happen. Maybe some, something would go, something would. I was hopeful. I had hopes and dreams and visions, but no.
Unfortunately, they were all hallucinations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
I mean, Kate and Morgan even look over to Zara. No, they look over to. Do they look over to Zara or Kaylin? My brain isn't working anymore.
I think they look over to both of them actually, and they're like, "Hey, how y'all
Would you be
doing?
willing?
Hey,
You know where our votes are going."
hey." Now Morgan gets voted out.
No, it's 4-2.
No, Morgan.
I genuinely, the one question I have from this season, because we kind of have an explanation for the other person who gets completely purpled, and it's Ben. And
Yes,
there's some reasoning online. We don't necessarily know how much truth it has, how much false it
okay.
has.
Okay. Can I interrupt here for just a second? Because
Do it.
I hadn't caught up to the episodes at that point. I still am completely in the dark as to what happened with Ben.
I will text you post episode
Great, thank you
because,
very much.
simply put, the reasoning that he has given is both pneumonia and an injury to his foot that they never showed on the show.
Oh.
But multiple people don't believe that for other reasons. And simply put, it is speculation that I don't feel like getting into.
Got it. Thank you. Yeah, it's so interesting to me because I do agree with you. I think the 2 people that have been majorly purpled this season are Ben, for that obvious reason then. And Morgan, who is someone they highlighted preseason, I guess obviously because she is an Olympian. So sure. But it's remarkable to me how little of an edit she got this season.
And I mean, there's reasons related why Morgan might not have gotten an edit at all this season.
Oh.
And if it's true, simply put, it's fucked.
Oh.
Morgan deserved an edit on the season. She made it to 6th, and she was an
Yeah.
active player. And simply put, she rightfully called things out. She made production fakes the facts, and then continued to be like, you did this. You let this happen for a while, and production potentially cut her out entirely because of it.
Oh, god damn it.
And once again, I'd like to note very specifically that this is speculation. We don't have any reasons to believe anything.
Everything is alleged information as it says on screen and as it has said on screen all episode.
But the simple fact that Morgan has gotten no edit after being an Olympian and representing Australia in the Commonwealth Games this whole time is upsetting, and she 100% deserves better. And I think we'll find out more when she can finally speak without an NDA holding her back.
Yep. Do we know if her NDA expires after the season is done airing?
We do not.
Okay. Yeah, if anyone wants to let us know in the comments when NDAs expire for Australian Survivor, if you have that info, let us know. That would be gorge information, gals. Appreciate it. But Morgan is gone.
Game.
Who would have fucking thought that the last Brawn left was a DJ and dancer named Kate?
To be honest with you, considering every other option, no, this doesn't surprise me that much.
It does surprise me, I'm going to be honest.
I mean, the person who on the Brawn tribe, who would be so easily overlooked intentionally, someone who would just seem ditzy and easy to go over, who wouldn't be seen as a real threat. Candy had already been voted out way early.
Yeah.
They were like, Noonan is a threat in terms of like game knowledge.
I knew it.
Kristen decided to speak up at all, not secretly enough, and didn't make the right connections, and as such got caught. Morgan was very physical, and there's no other way to put it, looked different than everyone else.
Yeah.
And yeah, and Pauly was just already had way too much heat on him, and Ben and Jesse had no one. So yeah, no, based on everything, Kate makes the most sense.
Yeah, that's fair. No, totally. But with all that being said, Lana's down to a Kaylin in a dream.
I am not going to complain that we are at Final 5 and all 4 of us still have someone. Like, genuinely?
All right. Miles or AJ needs to go home tomorrow.
Yeah.
No questions. I need one of them to go home.
Miles
need us to go
Miles isn't.
I know.
He has an idol.
AJ needs to go home.
I can see AJ getting the cut here.
I want us all to have one person going into the final week.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen, but I want us all to have one person going into the final week. How fun would it be for us all to have one person going into the final week and 2 guys, 2 girls? Like, that sounds fun. Yeah. So, well, with all that being said, that's where we're at. Episode 21, Australian Survivor. A good episode, all things considered. You know, some frustrating things, but lovely, lovely times. Thank you for joining us for this episode. Let us know all your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure to check out all the content we've got here on the Cup TV. We'll be wrapping up $1 Million Secret. We will be covering Got to Get Out this week. It all drops this week, and yeah, we're covering all of it. Jesus Christ, give us strength.
Yeah, good. We'll figure it out.
This weekend is going to be absolutely stupid. Subscribe, like, and share on the way out. Thank you for joining us. We are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so every subscriber means the world to us. Thank you very much. Make sure to check out the description below where you can find all of our audio podcast links, as well as our other YouTube channels, our Patreon, our social media, and where you can get your merch, including but not limited to cup, mug. And with all that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. So cheers.